Hey guys, welcome back to Sailing Moxie. I actually just got back early this morning from a week-long trip to Mexico. Where I helped some friends prep and launch their sailboat that they had bought down there a few years ago. They're hoping to move it up to California in about 2 months. It was a pretty productive trip, but we ran into a few issues launching the boat. Still leaking. More on that in some upcoming videos. But I wanted to give an update following my last video where Hurricane Eta was approaching and all of us in the marina were prepping for the storm. When Eta came near us on November 11th and 12th, it had been downgraded from a Category 1 hurricane to a tropical storm. Nowhere near the strength of when it hit Central America a few days before. But it looked like it was wandering around the Caribbean and Gulf of Mexico as if it were looking for its lost keys. We were all keeping our eyes on it for several days until it eventually swung our way. Moxie ultimately didn't sustain any damage beyond some additional ripping in one of my head sails that had previously been damaged. There was a lot of wind, waves, and rain. But overall, all the boats around me fared just fine. Only a little bumping against the docks. We had all prepared well for the storm. We all doubled up our lines and added extra fenders. Plus, I have snubbers on my dock lines to help absorb the shock of the wind and the waves. There was only some minor chafing on some of my dock lines. Most of the storm damage in the marina was to some of the floating docks. The waves, storm surge, and tide beat up the docks pretty badly. Lots of the bolts holding the docks together worked themselves loose. And several boards and floats broke loose as well. No boats were in danger, but the marina will certainly need to make some repairs. The storm surge and tide pushed the docks much higher on the pilings than usual. Here you can see how high the docks were rubbing against the pilings. Moxie rode out the storm pretty well, partly because of the floating docks. Luckily, no real damage to speak of from this storm. Moxie's no stranger to tropical storms and hurricanes. It's just part of having a boat in Florida. Just since I've owned her, there was Tropical Storm Emily in July 2017. Then there was the big one, Hurricane Irma, in September 2017, where Moxie took nearly a direct hit. I thought I might actually lose the boat in that storm, but surprisingly, there was zero damage in that storm as well. Then, a year later, there was Tropical Storm Gordon in September 2018 after I had moved the boat to a mooring ball in Sarasota. Then, 2 years later, there was Tropical Storm Sally that hit Florida in September 2020 before becoming a hurricane and hitting Alabama as a Category 2. Then again, Hurricane Eta hit us as a tropical storm in November. Once again, zero damage to the boat. I've been pretty lucky. That's the latest update. In the meantime, I finally had my engine rebuilt and installed. and I've had Moxie out sailing a few times now. But not always in perfect conditions. Be sure to subscribe to follow Moxie's adventures and refit. And follow me on Instagram if you want to see more updates. As always, thanks for watching Sailing Moxie. We'll see you next time.